do the Josh Allen. Like someone must have told him to keep the microphone right under
Put it
his
on my chin and just...
Put it on your chin and you'll always be heard.
I don't understand.
I think it was the second episode where I was just talking like this.
Yeah.
It was like...
I know you were talking. It was coming in. Now you're going.
Jive and Honey?
Famous for nothing.
Famous for absolutely nothing.
Now available on cassette.
Oh, cassettes are awesome.
Yeah.
I miss cassettes.
Well, we were talking about like listening booth and wall to wall and all those old record stores.
Yeah.
And really got
that
me.
you'd go in and
did.
listen to an album before you bought it because that was a commitment, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But remember the pinky? You got to tighten up that cassette.
Tighten
up the
pencil
cassette
action on there. Yeah.
Oh, pencil. Yeah, nice.
I think we need to address the elephant in the room,
Holy shit.
which is your back to school haircut.
Oh yeah.
You got a real first day of school look going on there.
And I have to say, I cut it before the first episode aired. It's like we do these and we roll them out.
People understand it.
So
Free
it
recording.
wasn't because everyone was calling me Benjamin Franklin.
But that didn't help.
It didn't help.
Okay.
I knew I made the right choice, cutting it off.
Yeah.
It's like, but I normally have short hair. It's like the long hair was the offshoot, was the not normal thing for me.
Right. Yeah, except for the 3 years when you had it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's not normal though.
Yeah. Today it's like we are going into fall. It's October, and our beloved Phillies are in the race to get to the World Series again. So it's like we got a little fever, baseball fever, a little sports fever. The Sixers are coming up. The Eagles are trying not to shit the bed.
Yeah, well,
like they did last year.
Yeah.
So we were thinking about something sports, and then
you got to start the season by winning to then shit the bed.
Yeah.
Just
they're kind of just being like mucking along and kind of leaving little shits everywhere.
Little shits everywhere.
Yeah,
It's a very good way to put it.
Sports analysts are the best.
Yes. Fascinating talk.
But Charlie Hustle dies this week, and Pete Rose, the leader of hits. All-time hit leader.
Maybe
no one's even close.
No, not even. Maybe never to be touched.
Yeah,
that record because it's amazing.
Yeah, but it's like as amazing he was as a baseball player, and he was amazing. World Series, it's like he did it all, and he was Charlie Hustle. He killed it on the baseball field.
Yep.
But what a piece of shit person he was. He could not help himself. He couldn't get out of his way of himself.
No. He's his own worst enemy for sure.
Like they were basically, the commissioners like, just admit it and apologize, and there might be a chance you go in the Hall of Fame. And he wouldn't do it.
No. He couldn't. He couldn't do it. He eventually admitted it.
Right. Oh.
But
slowly in progression.
Yeah. It was like, I never did. Maybe. I did. But
not,
never on us.
Yeah.
Except when I did bet on us. Yeah. But never to win, never to lose.
Never to lose. Yeah.
Because I hate to fucking lose, which is a great line. I have to say, though, his not being allowed into the Baseball Hall of Fame and his spitefulness every year when they did the inductions, doing a signing. Across the street. It's funny, when we were talking about it, I was thinking about that, but never brought it up. It's so funny that you brought it up. It's so great. What a scumbag move.
Yeah. He is a shit. Like, yeah. It's like you think it's raining at the Hall of Fame. No, it's Pete Rose standing in a building pissing on you.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. You know what? It does make you think, though, that, and this is a sweeping generalization, but if you're real heavy in the sports memorabilia world, you're probably a scumbag.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
nobody.
Used car dealers.
Hey, used car dealers would take offense to that.
Yeah.
Lay off them.
In that stereotype world. But yeah, wow. He was like, he reminded me of like one of my dad's friends. Like the fuck up, like Earl. Earl that couldn't get his shit together. Earl that was just, angry at everything. And But Earl was like a really good mechanic.
But he's a good guy, yeah.
You take your
He's
car
great,
to Earl,
great at his one job.
but you don't want to hang out with him.
Yeah.
Like, you never just be like, oh, I'd love to have a beer with Pete Rose. Nah, I'm good.
You know what's funny? Bring up fathers and beers with Pete Rose. So my dad went through a phase maybe 10 years ago, which was way too late to go through this phase, where he would go to Vegas for the weekend.
Yeah.
Doesn't really gamble, but would go to Vegas. I don't know. Got into it. So he and his wife, I assume, would go to Vegas.
Huh. I didn't think I knew this about John.
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody. So he's eating dinner in a casino one night. Charlie Hustle's sitting at the table next to him. But sitting at the table where it's like they're like
Back.
shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
But facing opposite ways. At one point, my father says to Pete Rose, he goes, I got to say, I'm from Philadelphia, and you meant a lot to me, and he goes, oh man, we made some good money in Philadelphia, didn't we?
Oh.
And my dad just nervously laughed and turned his back to Pete Rose. Yeah.
What an odd thing to say.
What a strange thing to say.
Wow, Pete Rose.
Isn't that just kind of unnerving?
Yeah. So, but he's a mystery. Like, he rocked a bowl cut for 83 years. I mean, he is so stubborn. He's like, I know I look like a fucking idiot, but
It's
fuck you.
Yep.
Everything was a fuck you.
Everything was a fuck you. Everything was a fuck you. But that being said, he figured out the one thing that he was amazing at, which was hitting a baseball.
Yeah.
And he
God
did it
damn it.
better than anyone else ever has or may do again.
Yeah, God bless him.
So, R.I.P. Pete Rose.
So we're in the warm glow of the Phillies making the playoffs. It's like Pete Rose.
That was the haircut you were going for?
Yeah. I was going to do a Pete Rose. I didn't have the balls. I don't have the balls of Pete Rose.
No.
But we wanted to come up with a topic for today, and we're feeling a little sports. But, Jive and Honey special, we can't just talk about sports. It's like we're going to talk about sports villains. People you hate. Because you need a good villain. Like in movies, in life. Like the Nazis. Great villain.
Right.
Darth Vader. The Joker to Batman. It's like, Moriarty to
Sherlock Holmes. Yeah. Good. So, it's a good list of villains, by the way.
Yeah. Everything's a little bit better. You need the dark with the light.
You
need that whole thing. So, but I think it's pretty funny. We're from Philly, as we all know, and we wear it with pride. Literally 30 minutes outside the city limits, we are the villains.
Yeah. It's a tough pill to swallow when you're like, oh wait, we're the villains. Everyone hates us.
Well, there goes that. Everyone hates us.
No one likes us. We don't care, which is
that's
the battle cry of all Philadelphia sports fans.
Yeah.
And it's understandable. But in hating us, you can't give a pass to Boston's fans who are the worst. And I get it.
Yeah.
When you're that good, you get a chip on your shoulder, but you're insufferable. And to be honest, Orioles fans are insufferable. I mean, it's like
there's a lot of fans out there that suck.
You like the Ravens? Oh,
yeah.
Bunch of murderers and wife beaters. Yeah. Okay, cool.
But
allegedly,
but we own it.
Oh wait, no, that's proved. That was proven.
But our villainy, we own it. We love it. We cherish it.
But you're not a villain. Here's the thing: Terrell Owens, Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
couldn't have been more hated.
Yeah, hated.
You slipped that jersey on, buddy?
Oh, man. Go to you.
Yeah, we love you. We love you.
Well, even like now, like our Phillies going into the thing, our captain, our leader, our heart of the Phillies is Bryce Harper.
Yep.
He's a villain.
Yeah, everyone else hates him.
Like if you Google sports villains, Bryce Harper's on top. He's so beloved here. He can't do any wrong. He's like on the level of Dr. J. Iverson, Well,
it's his commitment not only to his play, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he goes out. Yeah. He has Iverson level commitment.
Yeah.
but also to the team, the city, the fans.
Oh yeah.
You know what? They could be super calculated. He could be full of shit.
Right.
I don't like to think so.
I don't like to think so.
I mean, the guy knows what he's doing.
Oh,
he knows how to do it.
If it was like premeditated, he is playing us like a fucking violin. Because I mean, he wears the Fanatic things. He's all decked
the
out.
sneakers.
He's out and about. He's at Phillies games. I mean, Eagles games. He's at Sixers games.
Yep.
He's like, someone sat him down and said, "Do you want to be loved by Philadelphia? Do these 3 things," and he's doing them all.
I think the thing is, I don't think it's evil. I don't think it was premeditated.
Right, no.
I think
that's
it
how
was
he is.
in him. It is the way he is.
Right. And like when we backed up the money truck to get him, he wanted to come here. That was the best part.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was the best part.
Yeah.
But
Someone who wants to
he
play
saw
here.
it as he saw the commitment, and he's like, I'm willing to make the commitment.
Yeah. He's like, I want to play for fans like this that fucking bleed because he does.
Hey,
he's a serious
last
dude.
year, you couldn't pick up a ticket to the game for under how many hundreds of dollars for standing room only tickets.
Yeah.
And in Arizona, tickets were like $40.
Yeah. It was cheaper to fly to Arizona.
It was cheaper,
to catch the Phillies game than
To
it
catch
is
the conference final. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we know.
We
So,
understand
like,
where we sit.
You know, it's like we're not sitting, glass houses and all
We're
that
certainly
shit.
not delusional in the sense that we think that everyone loves Philadelphia fans. We understand how disliked we are.
Plus, we're going on the notion that people other than our friends who have been listening, like people outside Philadelphia, are listening to Jive and Honey.
Yeah, that's true.
There might be some of that.
Well, we have that one friend.
Yeah, that one friend.
We have that one friend, and you know who you are, who, he always said, he goes, well, I think you should be a fan of the team whose city you, a fan of the team where you grew up. And I'm a Cowboys fan because I grew up in America. And I've never wanted to punch a professor in the face more. Yeah.
Well,
So, but he's getting his.
yes.
So it's easy enough.
So today's topic is sports villains, and actually that's a amazing segue. The first on my list are the Dallas Cowboys, and it's like it's hard to separate, being in Philadelphia and the hatred of the Cowboys because you're bred in it. But it's like I wasn't born here.
And you knew to hate them because you were raised properly.
Yes.
Right. You weren't raised by a bunch of You were raised by people who understood that you need to dislike the Dallas Cowboys at all costs.
Right. And it's just like, again, I watch a lot of ESPN, and it's like, it might as well be the Dallas Cowboy morning show. Because it's like, that's all they fucking talk about.
Can we stop giving them every opportunity to be America's team? It was the 70s. Stop. It's over.
They haven't made a playoff in 30 years, let alone win a Super Bowl.
What did they have? 2 playoff game appearances?
2 playoff games.
It's bad. It's not good.
Yeah.
Stop.
Stop.
You know what? Actually,
Then America's team is mediocre.
Maybe they are America's team.
Yeah, exactly. That was my point.
Okay. Oh, boy.
I was trying to be subtle about it. But no,
It's an election year. This is making me nervous.
Well, maybe that's all it takes to be America's team now.
Really is a watered down product.
Yeah.
This America. Oh boy.
Oh boy, that took a hard turn.
Yeah, it really did.
Back to sports, but like it's like that's what I always do. Is like sometimes politics and current events are a bit much. Keep it to sports. That's why I like ESPN. It does the thinking for me, and none of it affects my life at all.
Right. It's best that way.
Yeah.
We should do a whole episode just on Ricky Henderson. Like we should have Ricky Henderson Day.
What? Where did that come from?
I don't know, man. Because I'm just thinking about because Ricky Henderson.
That's another hard left turn.
Sorry, but Ricky Henderson's stories are so good.
Oh man, he was a wild cat, man.
Yeah,
he was
only talked about himself in third person. He was one of the original.
Oh yeah, Ricky Henderson does this. Ricky Henderson does that.
Ricky Henderson's going to steal this base.
Yeah.
It's like he would tell first baseman like Ricky Henderson's going to second. It's like
But he would though. He was really good.
Oh, yeah. He was pretty great.
Yeah,
Sorry about that, but that was
Yeah,
I did think about that earlier.
But with the Cowboys and the American team, but it's just like the cast of characters. It's like fucking Jerry Jones is a villain. I mean, if you had like, you know, you're gonna make a Hollywood movie and you're casting a villain. How about Jerry Jones?
He's pretty good one.
You know.
Yeah.
The vague racism.
Wow.
Political. Tyranny.
Jerry Jones got some bad
like,
history there.
Yeah, it's like he puts the word owners into a bad light. You know, it's like
I don't want to. I don't
sucks.
know what Jerry Jones was doing at certain pivotal points in America's racial history, but he was in the photos.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's there's 60 white dudes, and in the corner that's Jerry Jones. It looks like everyone else, but
but he's
Jerry
pointing,
Jones.
And it's like I don't think he's saying, "Hey, there's a cameraman." I don't think that's what was going on.
Again, opinions.
Hey,
it's
he could be a great guy, but I don't think he is.
No, I don't think he is. It's my
also,
guess.
he's a terrible
Owner,
decider
GM.
of president of operations for a football team. He shouldn't have a fantasy football team. I mean, it's really, he's not good at it.
Yeah, he's not good.
He's not good.
It's actually great. The older he gets, the more he just puts his foot in his mouth and he's just talking out his ass. And, it does make great fodder.
I mean, he's given so much money to like Jason Garrett and
I know.
It's
he keeps. It's like they just signed. Who's their quarterback? Zach.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. It's like thank you.
Yeah, it's great.
He's not going to win.
We know exactly what's going to happen.
It's great.
Yeah.
Keep him.
No,
keep
thank
him
you. Thank you.
But the one guy that, like, watching the games, I just wanted to, you never want bad things to happen to people, but
when they got a star on their helmet, it's a lot easier to think it.
Is Zeke Elliott? What he just screams scumbag. He's got all the characteristics of a sports villain. He's got that smug fucking look. He had a lot of, I think it was like domestic violence. He was like out for 6 months and they were trying to like reinstate him. Like they fought for him.
Yeah.
It's like the dude's not a good dude.
Not a great dude.
Yeah. And he's back with him.
Yeah.
They brought him back.
One of my favorite things ever was Artie Lang. His line,
the best.
His line was, "It's just such a white trash dream that the Cowboys quarterback's last name rhymes with."
Yeah, it's fucking great. But the best part about it, it was on the very short-lived Joe Buck show. And Joe Buck thought it was like, I got Artie Lang. It's going to be amazing.
And that couldn't have gone worse.
The terror in Joe Buck's eye when Artie Lang was just riffing on
Joe Buck. Now, there's a villain if you live in Philadelphia.
He's turned the corner. People are warming up to him. It's like, but
it's the Batman. You stay around long enough to to become the villain.
Yeah.
It's you're a villain. You stay around long enough to become the good guy.
I'm terrible with phrases. It's like we own property in his head. Or
We're living rent free in his head for sure.
We're living rent free.
That's.
But
you know who fucking bothers me? Aaron Rodgers.
I know.
I don't
really
like Aaron Rodgers.
You bring it up all the time.
I really don't like him. I understand. I get that he is good at what he does.
Right.
Also, by the end of this episode, you'll understand I am bothered really deeply by people who really shouldn't bother me. You know who else?
Right.
Yeah. We're talking quarterbacks. Jake Plummer really bothered me. Jake the Snake.
I can understand because he wasn't as good. Like, there was so much hype around him and he was like built up. He just wasn't that very good. But back to Aaron Rodgers, it's like, why are you bothered by him so much?
It's something. There was one haircut that really fucking bothered me. But his like great white hope attitude that he'll like come and fix everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got a real messiah complex.
Yeah.
And I understand you have to be a certain level of egomaniac
Right. We
to,
talk about
to be
that
a
all the
leader of
time.
men. Yeah, I get that. But you
Too
went
much?
to New York to save the Jets franchise
Yes.
from
Yeah.
55 years of mediocrity.
But it's like
I'm not saying that he's not going to do it this year, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. But it's like it's hard to be a savior when your offensive line can't fucking
It's true.
keep
That's
anyone
true.
off you. But it's like I have a weird thing with Aaron Rodgers. It's like early on I didn't like him. But it's like it's like the Packers didn't mean anything to me. Like as like an Eagles fan, it's like I wasn't worried about them. They didn't. So like I liked watching him play, but it was the same thing like with Jordan or anyone else, Tom Brady. I didn't like them. I didn't root for them, but I did like watching them play. And it's like the best thing about Aaron Rodgers, he can make a pass that only 3 people in the world could do
I won't take that away from him.
But
He can.
like since he doesn't mean anything to me, all his kookabooism, all his like ayahuasca and living in a dark cave, that cracks me up. It doesn't like, I think it infuriates you. For me, it's funny.
Hey, I mean, I think we should do an episode on ayahuasca. I think we should take it,
do it.
poop our pants and do it.
No, I can't do it.
Have a special guest that's a
can't do
shaman.
it.
I think we should totally do that. But there is something to be said about Aaron Rodgers doing it that is just so irritating.
Yeah. Oh, my wife is the same way. My wife hates Aaron Rodgers.
Again, this is someone who knows what they're talking about.
Intelligent people, right?
Intelligent people are bothered by Aaron Rodgers.
Christ.
I think that's
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Us dumb-dumbs would be like, hey, he's fine. But I have to say, is like at the end of careers, I have to say, because I'm old, at my age, I root for the old dude. It's like I root for him having one more season. Like I enjoyed Tom Brady in Tampa because it's just the old guy.
I enjoyed that.
Old horse. Get back. It's like actually like I never liked LeBron James. It's like, but when now he's old, it's like I think he should have been done years ago. But I mean, you kind of want to do well, but not that well because it's the Lakers.
Right. Yeah. It's
LeBron's tough.
Yeah, LeBron's a little too.
He's almost a villain. But he does such great things outside of the NBA, which I applaud him for. That someone like a Michael Jordan never did.
Right.
Like Michael Jordan never was political. He never he might have done some things that we don't know about, but LeBron is like,
No, he's out there, and I mean it's a different time in history.
It is a different time,
God forbid he's not. I mean, I've just heard somebody criticizing LeBron for not being enough or doing something, but he does something, but didn't say something about the. I was like, you can't win.
You can't win.
You can't.
No,
win.
you can't win.
I mean, it's fine. But he's played too long.
Yeah. It's time to hang it up.
Yeah.
And like seeing him with his son is like it's a bit of a joke. It's like he's a bench player at best. It's like he would,
Yeah, well, it's
like, it's like
it got watered down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a copy of a copy.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but good for him. They made the record books. It's like,
yay! Great.
Yeah.
You and Gordie Howe. That's cool.
But I really think it's at the detriment of the Lakers. It's just
the Lakers are going to suffer, and poor JJ Redick is
JJ,
not going to have
my boy JJ.
It's not going to be a good year, buddy. I can tell you already. It's going to be very trying for you.
I miss it. He played 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
2 seasons for the Sixers, and my wife and I would go early just to watch JJ warm up. He does he's got that feel good like yoga. You tell he does his stuff, but he has like this whole routine that it's the same every time, and it's like all these stretching and special things, and just I dig that dude, man.
Who's your NBA villain?
Oh, this guy.
Oh boy.
I mean, he makes my blood boil.
Sorry for asking.
And mainly one reason, we have a mutual friend who does audio, who just will work your last nerve, and his name is rhymes with. Loved him, and like we would battle it out, and you know how small
of course he loved him. Of course he loved him.
Is Russell Westbrook. Oh, what a fraud. And what a fucking whiny bitch of a
He's
player.
quite the whiner.
Oh my God, he's fouled all the time. Yeah, it's like he's an amazing athlete. No more, no less. He kind of learned to shoot the basketball, but he is just floor to floor. Basically, Kevin Durant, who played with him at one point, who I'm sure would never, ever play with him again, like he would never play with him again, said it's like just about half of the NBA, if they wanted to, could get a triple-double almost every game. But that's not how basketball works. It's a team sport. So all the praise of, another triple-double, another triple-double, to a loss. A loss.
Yeah. It's a lot of L's.
A loss in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's on his 5th team now. It's like he stinks. And he's so arrogant and smug. And it's like at the height of his thing, I guess he opened up a fashion line because all his dumb wardrobe shit. And he's like, oh, now he's a fashion designer. It's like, stop
You should stick with that.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it lasted very long. I don't think it's a label that, maybe it did. I don't know. But yeah, it's just like, but thinking of our friend and just like him just, battling with me that he's like one of the best NBA players ever. I was like, oh my God, I want to take both of them and just knock their heads together. So fucking make that happen to get and Russell Westbrook together.
Yeah.
Just so I can
get clunk skulls.
Three Stooges them.
All right. Okay.
It's like, he just screams villain though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that anyone's ever going to bother me as much as Reggie Miller bothered me. I think it was being a Sixers fan at that time, and he would just kill that. Not even that team, the franchise. I mean there was so much turnover over his career, and he just picked us apart constantly. Currently, though, Jason Tatum really bothers me.
Interesting.
And I think there's a reason he didn't get a lot of playing time in the Olympics.
Huh. That's interesting. I just thought that there might be something to that, and there's definitely something with him and Brown, where they picked White to go to the Olympics and not Brown. It's just like, that was crazy. So yeah, I think there's something to it, but there's a lot of old heads. I think that was there's like a little
probably. But I gotta say, I think
Tatum though, huh?
I think the worst villain, the worst person to go up against in the NBA all time, had to have been Larry Bird.
Oh, but in the most awesome way though.
But so entertaining.
But like when you hear the stories now, like when Dominic Wilkins is talking about it, they're smiling. They're so happy just because he was such a fucker. He was a motherfucker.
There's a great picture floating around the internet of Larry Bird, and it's him like kind of pie faced and weird looking, and being Larry Bird. And it's like, no one believes that this is the worst shit talker in NBA history.
No, you couldn't think because it's like you never knew it. Like when I was a young kid, like I was watched him play. You never knew that until after. It's like, oh my God, you knew something was there because our beloved Dr. J, who's a sainted angel, here, tried to choke him out.
Yeah, he did.
Ever seen the T-shirt? There's a T-shirt of Dr. J trying to choke out Larry Bird.
Yeah, that's how much he pushed him.
Oh my God,
he tried to choke him out.
He tried to choke.
That's some
out
pretty
Larry
good
Bird.
shit talking, then.
Yeah. But God damn, he was good.
Yeah. But I mean, what a villain! It's almost that's Darth Vader Moriarty level because it's like they're succeeding. At what they're doing.
Yeah, and it's not like the Celtics were a villain because we're from Philly.
Yeah.
But
also if you're from LA or you were a Lakers fan, I mean the Celtics were.
Oh yeah, ask West. He drove them nuts.
Yeah,
but you take someone like a Jordan. It's like during his career, I couldn't stand him. I just wanted to beat him. And it's like when Detroit did the Jordan rule where any time he goes to the basket, he ends up on the ground. It's just like you have 5 fouls, use them all against Jordan.
Yeah,
Or
but it
6
took
fouls
that Pistons team.
Oh, But on the other side of it, I mean, I loved watching him. I went to every chance I got to see him in the Spectrum, I saw him, and it's like, and he would frickin' destroy Barkley and my Sixers, and I hated him for it. But god damn, but it's like that's why my Russell Westbrook, he's a fraud. He's not elite. He's not in that same league.
He's not in the same league as those players. Yeah, and he doesn't come to play like that.
And now he's a shitty journeyman that no one wants to play with. That's not.
That's not good. It's not good.
Well, I feel justified, and I feel like it's a small victory, like his career taking a shit. So. There is justice in the world.
Well, there you go. There is some justice, I guess, left.
But it got me thinking about he's such a crybaby. Like he gets fouled on every play, even if it's a wide open jump shot. He got fouled, and he's constantly crying to the refs. But I was just thinking, it's like that's the one thing in the NBA that I can't stand is all the bitching and moaning.
They're really becoming soccer players.
Oh my god!
I mean, it's really
every play ends up like this. It's just like, and they just cry and they make these faces. LeBron James is the king of it.
Can you imagine if they started calling traveling?
They don't. You ever see?
It's like, a pivot's only 1 foot. You can't move both.
Yeah, there's videos out there where like some fat guy is on the court and they show the real video than him doing it, and it's just traveling all over. They're fucking awesome.
Granted, Joel Embiid is one of the worst.
Yeah, he is. He's not.
He's
not top 10.
He shuffles a lot.
Oh, traveling.
Yeah.
He bitches a little bit.
But he's certainly not.
But LeBron James, Westbrook, Draymond Green, Devin Booker.
Ooh,
Booker's a villain. Booker hasn't played long enough, but he's slowly becoming a new villain for me.
I mean, that Suns team gets any better, and he's definitely a villain.
Yeah. It's a little shady.
Yeah.
But then even a player that I really admire and love watching, Luka Doncic. He's such a crybaby. He he had to be talking to about how he does the refs because it does influence the game.
Yeah. He pisses the refs off.
He pisses the refs off because it's nonstop. Like the play will be going on. Like they'll go up and down the court twice over, and he's still bitching.
I think it's. I mean, we can all admit he's autistic, right?
No, he's just European.
Oh, is that it? Because he fixates on shit.
Oh, he does. Yeah, but he is the dumpiest. Like if he ever thought to get into shape,
oh my god,
he'd be an MVP every year. He's that good, but he's just so dumpy. There's something out there like cheeseburgers or like some.
It's pierogies.
Right? Like he can't stop eating his mother's pierogies.
Yeah, he's like they're just so good.
They're so good. He looks like a pierogi.
Yeah. He's like, this is a deconstructed pierogi. I ate just a thing of sour cream and then a raw potato. And a block of cheese.
Yeah, he deconstructed pierogies. It's just potatoes and sour cream and some cheese. But it's just like he's like Larry Bird. He does not look like an athlete, but like, god damn, can he make a shot like from anywhere, falling down on the side, half court.
It's the Pete Rose. It's like the thing he's amazing at, he does for a living.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But he also looks like he eats an onion like an apple. I mean, it's really, it's,
it's just like, he needs to do what Barkley did. Like Moses Malone, he's like, why am I not getting played? He's like, because you're a fat, lazy shit. And like,
he said, I didn't say that, Charles.
No, he tells the story all the time. Like he praises Moses.
If there's one person that can tell him that, it's Moses Malone.
He loved Moses Malone, and he said, "Dude, fucking get in shape," And it's like, and he did.
And he became dominant.
So where does that leave us? You got any more? I'm still fascinated with Aaron Rodgers. Like your picks are so. It's and Jason Tatum of the Celtics.
You know who else
But
bothers me?
you're not saying why. Like I rant and rave about.
Well, these are very, very good players.
Yeah.
They are
like,
good players who
Tatum's annoying. I can say it,
but also Tatum thinks he's much better than he is. First of all, he considers himself
yes,
elite,
yes.
top 3 players in the league, and it's like I don't think you and Kevin Durant are playing necessarily the same game.
It's tough because Celtic basketball right now is amazing,
right? And it's
like it's
so
the best team. It's a deep team. They all play.
You send Tatum to play with Booker in Phoenix. How's that going?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, is that a championship team?
The thing
is he carrying that team?
I guess like there's like a part of me about Tatum is that he should have been a Sixer. And could you imagine Tatum and Joel Embiid?
Yeah, I can imagine
Maxey
him supporting those 2 players.
Yeah. No. But I'm just saying he's so athletic and he's a good player. Like he's probably not as good as he thinks he is. But the colossal fuck up of the process, and we did not get him. Like you know what? It's like one of the. It's like I have to meditate thinking about what it would have been like if the Sixers gotten
to not have Okafor.
Yeah, no, it was Markelle Fultz.
It was Fultz
who like had a mystery. He got the yips
and never learned
and
to
blamed
shoot.
his shoulder, and he lost his shot and he never played. And he went away for a year, and now he's like a bench player for Orlando.
But if you look, especially during the years that the Sixers had all those picks, if you look at those draft classes, there's a lot of Jason Tatums. There's at least 3 other really marquee players you could have had, which that got picked ahead of, or even got picked after, us.
Yeah, I guess
there's probably.
No one that I would want on my team, I guess, is what I'm saying. Because it's
like
a lot of them are like they're playing like in Memphis and other teams, and I just don't like their game, and I don't like.
Yeah,
I
understand.
They're not East Coast players.
I mean, but okay, that I get.
Yeah.
But I mean, that my dislike of people that I found villainous were for whether it's right or not. I mean. Watching Reggie Miller play the Sixers, really, I mean, he came out, he didn't have, his expression never changed.
Oh, yeah.
And he just sat there and drained shots.
Yeah.
And it was...
in one specific corner
from one place all night.
All night long.
Yeah, the only time he shot from a different place was at the end of the half.
It's the opposite. Yeah. It's like, how could you forget that Reggie, he just camps out there and eventually he's open, wide open. It's like, it's amazing.
Yeah, but that my disdain of certain players is maybe unfounded. Like, we've had conversations where I've told you how much I dislike that. I dislike Paul Molitor.
Yeah, I remember you. I was like, what did Paul Molitor ever do? You got to look up Paul Molitor. He's like, he could be your milkman. He could be like your chemistry teacher. He could be.
No, like, you know if they did a Paul Molitor story, I think the guy that played Chainsaw in the movie Summer School could have played Paul Molitor.
Wow. That's deep cut. People are Googling.
Yeah.
Chainsaw, both Summer School,
both those people
Paul
are
Molitor.
Googling it. Yeah. And they used to say his nickname was Molly. That bothered me too.
Oh, I never knew that. Never. I just remember his baseball card.
Yeah.
Paul. Yeah.
You know what? It's very similar. But like, John Olerud used to bother me a lot too.
John Oliver?
John Olerud.
Oh, I don't even know who that is.
He wore the fucking batting helmet all the time because he got hit in the head once. I don't know.
Stop it.
He fucking bothered me.
When I don't know your references, we've lost everyone.
But you know who else especially as a child, I really disliked, but I've come around on? George Brett.
I always liked George Brett. I loved his fucking freakouts. I love how insane he was.
I mean,
like he was gonna punch someone in the face.
Yeah.
Any given time.
He was a real loose cannon.
It's like watching a kettle boiling. You're just waiting for it to go off.
Yeah.
You know?
But after he became a coach, and there's a video, an early internet video of him wearing a wire at spring training, and he tells some rookie a story about shitting his pants the night before, And it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Hey, give it a Google. It's worth however many minutes it is to hear George Brett talk about shitting his pants.
Oh my God. I'm going to stop. We should stop right now. I want to listen to that.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah. Like George Brett is someone I want to have a beer with. He's
Absolutely.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. He's probably sober now. It's super unfun.
Boo. Boo. The last thing I have on my list are the one team, NFL team. Like I hated the Cowboys, but this team was also villains, but self-proclaimed villains, and it kind of made them cool. And I think culture kind of took them on and like wore it as a badge of honor. Is the Oakland Raiders?
Oh, for sure.
But they lived the part. Like they were.
Oh yeah. They were.
This is way back when football was football.
Like late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Those were some tough teams.
Yeah, you don't know how easy you got it.
But you know what? There's something. They were one of the only professional sports teams, I think, at the time that wore black and silver. I mean, it's like you got the Spurs now, but I don't think
sure
the
there
Spurs
was like. I mean, we're not from California. I think there might have been some gang affiliations and things like that going on. So maybe it wasn't all.
But there's something to be said about some dangerous branding.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But their defense, like in the 70s and early 80s, oh my God, they were terrifying.
Yeah.
Like you just wanted to, wanted to get out of their line.
Yeah,
it's like, holy hell. They had one safety, and he'd wear stickum on his hands, and he looked like a crazed dog, and his hands are just covered. He looked like something out of a horror book.
And they were one of the first. I'm sure the Browns will lay claim to this, but like they had their fans in the end zone. They had that.
And everyone's dressed up and
but scary dressed up.
Oh, scary! Yeah,
real,
menacing,
real Mad Max shit.
Yeah. Spikes and axes.
Awesome. But like I think the black and silver, because I mean it's like Steelers and black and yellow. I mean, you look like bees.
Yeah.
It's like you're not very scary.
What do you think? I don't know why it just flashed in my head because it's like you're saying because like it's like it was befitting their names. They're Raiders. They're Pirates. When you think of Tampa Bay,
the Buccaneers.
And the Buccaneers, they're like the dandies. They're like.
Well, don't forget that old logo of theirs. That guy.
With a big pompadour hat
and a little goatee,
and like there was bright orange,
a feather. He had a feather in his cap. I mean. It's not exactly menacing.
Yeah, it's like branding was
it was important. And the Vikings, purple.
Oh, yeah, they're purple.
They were purple. And Fran Tarkenton did not scare anyone.
They were like happy, friendly Vikings. They weren't menacing.
They were not real Vikings.
Yeah.
Which would have struck fear in most people's hearts.
Yeah, but I always, not from the West Coast, but I always kind of appreciated everything. But even like, fucking Boy Scout of the NFL, Jerry Rice, he goes to the Raiders. He gets cornrows and a goatee, and all of a sudden he's like.
But it was like a wrestler who goes becomes evil. It's like, well, how do we make him evil? Give him a goatee.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He was like the $6 million man.
It was crazy when he did that. Yeah.
Oh my God, Jerry Rice. He's an odd dude, man.
Can't take away what he did though.
All right. I don't know if it's kind of a short little subject. We were feeling it and we went for it. And
yeah, there you go.
I think we're good. We're jumping into the highly recommended. And of course we always do the connection of our theme.
Try to make it topical. Yeah.
So we're talking sports. So it's a sports movie and someone with a good villain. I had a hard time, not because I couldn't figure out, like I couldn't think of one movie. Mm-hmm. My problem was I have so many sports movies I like. And it's just like, and like when you start researching and looking, you're just like, oh, this one and this one and this one. There's a lot of sports movies. It's like cinema has really like grabbed hold of the sports.
As they should. It's easily understood. It's big in whatever market,
But you have the good guy and the bad guy. It's just like it's
easy to do. Yeah.
Rocky Balboa, It's like Apollo Creed, it's Drago, it's Clubber Lang, it's like Karate Kid.
Yeah.
And you play it's like It's kind of like Bruce Willis Christmas movie.
Die Hard?
Die Hard. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? It's like, when you think about it, it's like when it comes up and karate, you put sports movies and Karate Kid comes up. It's like, oh yeah, well, competitive karate.
I thought I was about to have to break your heart and tell you that The Whole 9 Yards is not a sports movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. Bruce Willis won't remember this.
Yeah, Bruce Willis.
He won't remember this podcast.
No, he will not. Oh, Bruce Willis.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so it's tough. And then the idea of a villain. So a lot of my movies were, it's like there's not so much of a villain other than, achieving victory and achieving goals and
overcoming
obstacles.
You know what's funny? And thinking about this, I started thinking. I went, there's not a lot of really good basketball movies. And then I thought,
The Fish of St. Pittsburgh.
And then I thought, well, actually, one of the best sports movies of all time is a basketball movie, Hoop Dreams.
Oh, Hoop Dreams.
That's,
Oh, the documentary.
Yeah. I was like, narrative.
I think about it all the time. I only watched it once.
But it stuck with you forever.
Years
yeah.
ago. And I think about it all the time.
Yeah, that was pretty great. But there's not a lot of great basketball movies.
Blue Chip with the Shaq.
Yeah.
Space Jam. It wasn't good.
Space Jam.
That wasn't good either.
Okay. Hoosiers was pretty good. Right.
Fairly simple though.
Right. But I mean,
yeah, it's a tough one. The Will Ferrell one.
Not good. No, it's not good. Nah, it doesn't.
With Andre.
Nah,
it was bad.
It's just a terrible movie.
So it's like I always like when I have a hard time recommending things to people. So when I do make a recommendation, I want it to. I'm confident.
You have a weekly podcast that has a segment where you recommend things. But you have a hard time recommending things. But you want to recommend 10 things a week. You're like, I like to recommend TV shows too. Hold on, let me tell you these 4 TV shows. Them are a little off topic.
But it's like up until now, we have a week to prep for this. I've always had like a clear winner, and like with the sports ones, I don't. I have a clear winner. I'm not prepped for it, so I can't do it. It's my favorite sports movie ever that hardly gets talked about, but I'm gonna save it for another time. And so my recommendation:
The Legend of Baggy Pants.
Baggy Pants. No, I will not.
Is that your favorite sports movie?
Oh my God.
That's your favorite sports movie?
No, Will Smith. No. I'm going with the Farley Brothers, and I'm going Kingpin.
All right.
As a kid and as an adult, I was a bowler, and I was pretty fucking good. I still am, sorta, but I was really good. So Kingpin really speaks to me, and it's the Farley Brothers who did "There's Something About Mary" and "Dumb and Dumber" and a bunch of other comedies. And they go for the stupid shit. Really dumb, simple, low-hanging fruit, but they do it really well. It's really funny, and Kingpin's no exception. It's like it's funny as shit. It's Woody Harrelson, Randy Quaid.
Yeah. The most sane of all the Quaids.
The most sane Quaid.
Actually, he's starting to look more sane than Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid, yeah.
Dennis Quaid, who in my estimation is just dollar store Kevin Costner, and Kevin Costner fucking stinks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird pool to
right?
be in.
But
right?
Yeah, it's like, ugh.
Yeah. But the villain in Kingpin is our own Bill Murray.
Yeah, pretty great.
Yeah, he plays Ernie McCracken, which is a great name. Great bowling name, too. There's always a guy named Ernie that bowls.
I just saw something online about this.
Oh, shit.
There's a connection between Kingpin and the guy that, how he loses his hand. That whole story and the actor in that scene was an extra in Cheers that interacts with Woody Harrelson and has a whole conversation about bowling.
Huh?
It's fucking crazy.
But
but it was the Farrelly brothers wrote it to connect it.
Oh my God.
With the character names and the guy that actually played the role. It's really impressive how deep it went.
Wow.
It's very impressive. Yeah.
That's crazy. But, is it the best movie ever? No. It'll make you laugh.
Hell yeah.
If you want something simple, does the thinking for you, it involves Randy plays an Amish boy. And it's just funny because he's like 30 years old, but he's playing like a young
with the Dutch boy haircut.
It's like, no offense to the Amish aren't watching this. It's like Amish are funny. Everything
how have we not conquered these people? How
I don't think we need to. I think they're
we could have them doing everything for us. So
you want to conquer the Amish?
Yeah.
No,
make
stop.
them first responders, frontline people. Have them build Yeah, they're expendable.
No, but they can't do it. Like if they don't have zippers, they're not going to be able to do do the things that we need them to do.
Okay, maybe not ambulance drivers.
It's not well thought out.
But they could pass buckets and put out fires. No, okay.
No, that's proven to be really bad.
But they can raise a barn.
Yeah.
Sure makes some good butter.
So my recommendation is Kingpin, and I do it with a little asterisk of like not the greatest movie, but if you just want dumb, funny, simple. Bill Murray's villain is great because it's like his persona is that he's the good guy, but in the background he's the bad guy, and it's like it really falls into
villain,
his brand and his kind of like style of acting. So it's like he's really sleazy, and there's some like really subtle things that he does that Bill Murray does that I really appreciate. So.
For sure. That's a great one. And there is nothing funnier than watching Randy Quaid use a urinal.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Just that good.
It's so dumb. Oh my God. Yeah, and milking the cow, but it's not a cow, it's a bull. Yeah. It's like it's really dumb. But
when I realized we needed to have villains, I was like, oh shit, this makes things much, much harder.
It does.
But I haven't seen this for a while, so I honestly thought it was Corbin Burnson, but it's not. But in the movie The Replacements, which is hands down one of the few movies that you stop and
that is so
whatever
good.
you're doing to watch.
Oh man, I'm kicking myself. I love that movie.
Because Martell is actually who was the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Him coming back, he was a villain.
Yes,
and he was a villain the whole time. I mean,
he was a villain the whole time, and he was a great villain. I mean, he was like a villain to a smug asshole.
Such a smug asshole.
It's like it's so great.
But yes, if you don't know, we're talking about the Replacements, which is the Keanu Reeves driven football film, which was based on the Redskins team during the strike, because it was that when Doug Wilson. It was that year when the strike, and then they ended up winning the Super Bowl.
I think the most fascinating thing is that they got Gene Hackman. How did they get Gene Hackman for this? I mean, he's like
a legend,
A-level actor.
Yeah,
like his thing. This is a
it's kind of like
hot mess of a movie, and it's awesome.
It's like Brian Cox in Super Troopers. You're like, how'd you pull that off?
How'd you pull that off?
It's but it makes you go. Exactly. Gene Hackman has a great sense of humor.
Yeah,
he does.
Like he can see it.
He saw the humor
through it. Yeah.
And
also, the production isn't very good.
Yeah, and John Favreau?
Yeah, John Favreau
is deaf.
No, he's not deaf. The tight end was deaf.
The tight end was deaf.
He was the linebacker that saw red.
Yeah.
Get the ball. Oh my God. Yeah. I could quote this movie. I've watched it so many times.
Because it was just like Roadhouse. It was a movie that was on USA.
It's probably playing right now.
It's probably on right now. If you turn on the USA Network, it's probably on, or there's a Law and Order marathon. And you would see it and be like, God damn it, now I got to watch the end.
Yeah.
No matter where you were in the movie.
You had to watch it. And it's just like, I'm going to push highly recommended. It's like a must see. Like if you like anything that we say or how we talk, it's not a good movie. But I love it. I love it more than
you know what though. Much like Gene Hackman seeing the humor in the script. So apparently during Point Break, which is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Oh yeah.
And watching it again because I went back to watch this when I heard this. So Keanu Reeves could not throw a football.
Huh.
They brought someone in to teach him. He couldn't throw. They edited around. You never see him release the football in Point Break where he played a former college quarterback.
Right. Johnny Utah.
And they play football on the beach.
Yeah.
You never see him release the ball because it looked so terrible
funny.
and he couldn't learn to pass. And then Keanu Reeves
plays
pre-Matrix. Keanu Reeves had the audacity to take the lead role as a quarterback in The Replacements. That's insane. That's Canadian confidence.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Keanu Reeves can do anything.
Keanu Reeves can do anything.
He can do anything.
Yeah. I mean,
oh my God. I love that movie.
Such a great movie.
Such a good movie.
Please watch The Replacements.
And the love interest, the female lead,
yeah.
crushing on her so bad.
Yeah, and I don't think she really did much after. I think she's like
done a
TV stuff, right?
Yeah, TV stuff.
She looks like she'd be a lawyer
Yeah.
on a TV show, but not one of the main ones.
No. Actually, like the one thing that I always do a TV series, we were like going back and forth. It's like, besides Ted Lasso, what current series is about?
And if you have any
sports?
self-respect, you won't watch Ted Lasso.
Oh, I love Ted Lasso, but that's a
All 3
discussion
seasons?
No.
Okay, there we go.
It's Friday Night Lights.
That's a good one.
And the love interest in
The Replacements?
The Replacements plays, people that watch Friday Night Lights know, was Riggins' neighbor, and they ended
What
up
did you
sleeping
just say?
together. Riggins.
Oh, okay. Sounded different.
I've watched Friday Night Lights, the series, 3 times from start to finish.
I think I've seen the movie twice. And once because I was on an airplane. I haven't watched the entire series.
all seasons 3 times around. And I'd watch it again. I'd start it again and watch again. So as my series,
Is this like
Friday
a
Night
Streets of
Lights.
Fire thing where you said you could watch it every day for a year?
Yeah, I could watch an episode every day for the rest of my life.
Okay.
But this also goes back to our very first episode of Looks or Talent. This high school has the most attractive people ever in high school.
True. Yeah. I mean, I think Riverside might give it a run. That's a pretty good looking high school.
Yeah. But it's funny. It's like I convinced my wife to watch it, and now she loves it. She quotes Friday Night Lights, the series.
How many times has she watched it all the way through?
I think I think she had watched it before, and we watched it again. So she's like got 2 under her belt. But it's like, oh, high school football? No, thanks. And then the aforementioned Riggins. She sees every hot-blooded female is in love with Riggins. She's like, any scene he's in, she's like, oh yeah, I love this thing. It's like, yeah, you love Riggins. Jesus Christ. We all know.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, I don't care. Stir the pot.
Yeah. Okay.
Holy shit. Where did we go with this?
I don't know. Things got weird.
Did you? Oh yeah. I always want to say The Commitments, but it's not. It's
not. It's
the
The Replacements.
Yeah. One of the best movies ever.
Yes.
Oh my God. It should have won awards.
Should have, but it didn't.
It didn't.
And my favorite character, Nigel, the kicker.
Oh, the kicker.
Wiry.
Yeah. He's fucking kicking field goals with a cigarette. You got to watch it.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
You got to watch it.
Worth the watch.
Kingpin and The Replacements.
Definitely worth it.
And Friday Night Lights. I'm going for the 4th time. It's so good.
All right, you do that.
Yeah.
All right.
We're out. Oh.
Don't forget, rate, review on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you're watching or listening. Please leave us a review there.
Yes.
People who have left reviews, thank you very much. You've all been surprisingly kind.
Yes. I was like so terrified of what people would say about us.
Yeah,
but it's all been good.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
And, tell a friend. Tell anyone.
Yeah, recommend us.
Or tell your enemy. Maybe you don't like this, and it's best that you tell somebody you don't like.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen the pattern, we're trying to put these out every Wednesday. So every Wednesday you get more Jive and
Come
Honey.
back. It'll be here Wednesday morning when you wake up.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
you can wake up with Jive and Honey.
Yes, like a cup of coffee in a mug with no handle, in a cozy sweater, looking at the snowfall. We'll be there to comfort you.
A lot of shitty opinions.
Yep.